welcome back to Live in Peace Lee. Today I'm going to be talking about why I cut my 4C hair. If you don't know already, hair does come into 4 different types, starting from 1A all the way down to 4Z, and I'm in the 4 type category, 4C to be exact, which is one of the kinkiest hair that you can find on planet Earth. Although I do love my hair, I do find many struggles to it, and this is like my second actual big chop. I cut it the first time ever cutting my hair was back in 2017, which I'll show you a picture right now. I was just tired of my hair. I was going from a phase of wearing weaves and having my leave out and causing heat damage to my leave out. Then you have my leave out one texture and the rest of my hair natural. And that was not cool at all. So I was just like, let me just start over and cut my hair. So after watching a lot of YouTube videos and learning on my own, as far as like learning to put natural products in my hair and, you know, trim it every couple of weeks and washing it, pre-pooing it, deep conditioning, I learned to really start my health journey on the right path. However, being that 2020 would make it 3 years, and I can show you a picture before I even cut my hair as well, and a few pictures along the way. I noticed that for a 3-year hair health journey, my hair was not where I wanted it to be. Now that was a tongue twister, hair health journey. Okay. My hair was not where I wanted to be. And I know that a lot of you can, you know, relate to that, especially with a lot of people doing the big chops or doing big chops for the second or third time. You can understand that a health journey, no matter if your hair is natural, does not necessarily mean that it is healthy. My hair, number one of my biggest problems was fairy knots and split ends. And if you don't know what a fairy knot is, it is when a single strand of hair, because it's so curly, it creates a knot on its own. And that can break off and cause split ends and cause a lot of breakage. So I was dealing with that. And because I didn't want to put heat on my hair, I oftentimes didn't stretch my hair as much as it needed to be. I would leave it in cornrows while I had extensions or I was wearing my wigs. And me leaving it like that and not letting it stretch out as much as I should caused it to have a lot of fairy knots along the way, and that became really frustrating, especially when it came time to do my trims every 3 to 4 months. I saw that the progress of me growing, I wasn't retaining it, and the goal in my health journey specifically was retention. I was focusing on retention so much that I was not focusing on the health aspect of it. And just because your hair is long does not necessarily mean it's healthy. Just because it's natural does not necessarily mean that it's healthy. So also, there was density differences. When I went to one of my trims, I go to a salon for a trim. I don't do it myself necessarily because I'm afraid of, like, when I get back there, I don't know I can't see back there, so I'm not going to do it. So when I went to one of my trim visits, one of the salon stylists told me that she noticed that there was a density difference in my hair. Like, I had heavy density in the back of my hair and lighter density in the front. And that was the first time I ever heard something like that. But when she told me, and I really went home that day afterwards and I looked at my hair and I noticed that the back of my hair was a lot thicker than the front. And I was like, now this is another problem for me to deal with. But I noticed because, honestly speaking, I don't touch the back of my hair. I don't bother the back of my hair. I don't, you know, try to lay edges, you know, back there. There's nothing that I do back there. I just leave it be. So because I leave it alone and I don't bother it as much as the front of my hair where I'm trying, like, this is what people see. This is what everyone sees. So I'm over here making sure that my sides are, you know, nice and neat, especially when I would do the pineapple. I'd make sure that, you know, the front of my hair is the neatest, and I'd be pulling and tugging on it a lot more on the sides than the back. And over time, that led to a density difference. So that really bothered me. And I noticed that there was a lot more breakage at the sides of my hair. But I think that's one of my trim visits. She cut too much on the sides. But it could have been that too, honestly, because I was really upset that day. Like, she trimmed like 3 inches, 2 inches off of my hair, close to 3 in some areas, and I was so frustrated. I went home and cried. Like, you ever come home from the salon and you cry? Like, that's how much that hurt my heart. But anyway, other than that, I had some heat damage. Not too much, I would say, because my hair would curl back, but I had some looser curls in the back. Although my hair was healthy, there was a few moments of heat damage, and I would say that would be caused by the salon visits, because sometimes she would swear that she doesn't cause heat damage. Oh, this won't give you heat damage, whatever the case may be. It may not be drastic heat damage, but it's heat damage nonetheless. So those salon visits, I had to lower them, and that was another thing that, you know, was leading on and piling onto the list of things as to why I wanted to cut my hair again. So another thing, coloring. My hair, I don't know if you can tell, but my hair is a brown color. I would say it's like similar to the color number 4, my natural hair color. However, growing up, I always liked wearing like 1B or natural black hair color, because I feel like that just went with a lot more things. That was a popular hair color to have black hair. Like, why do I have to be the one with some weird brown hair color? So I would naturally like to color my hair, or like whether it be semi-permanent color or whether it be permanent color, I'd be always like trying to darken my hair up, especially even natural. When I first did my big chop, I had they colored it like a really dark burgundy color, and then from then I would rinse it like a dark brown or even a jet black at times. And the coloring over time did do damage to me, because I would see that my hair would be growing out in brown roots, which looks really weird, and then I'd have to like put the color on it, and over time that would cause damage as well. So I sort of did that one to myself as well as all the other things that was happening. But moving forward, as to why I finally decided to cut it, I could have just trimmed it again and then just started from there instead of starting all the way from the beginning. But honestly, I was just at a level of frustration where I just didn't want to deal with living in the city, right? Great, awesome. But I was at a level of frustration where I just didn't want to deal with anything anymore. I didn't want to deal with my hair anymore. I didn't want to part my hair. I didn't want to pre-poo my hair. I didn't want to do anything to it. Braid it, nothing. And especially during this quarantine, you find a lot of free time to yourself to do a lot of things. So at first, I decided to cut it a little bit and take some inches off, which I will insert a picture here. And then after a while, I just did not feel it. I wasn't feeling it at all. So I just went to a barber and I was like, yeah, just shave it all off. And honestly, that was the first time in my life I ever felt my bare head. And it actually felt good. You know, like, it was very different for me. I was scared at first because I never was bald before. And honestly, it's quite freeing. Like, I love washing my hair because it takes a couple of minutes. It's never taken a couple of minutes ever in my life before. So this is actually an achievement. I will bask in the moment of me having short hair, because styling it just takes no time for me right now. So that is a plus, and I'm super excited about that. But moving forward in this new hair journey, I plan to keep my hair brown. I'm not going to color it. And if I ever do, it's going to be semi-permanent. Make sure there's no ammonia in it and that it's a healthy process for me. But that's not going to be till later on the line, possibly. Not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but I do not plan to color my hair with any permanent color. Obviously no heat damage, no using heat. I'm gonna try to use more methods into stretching it without heat when it does get to that length. But as far as moving forward, I want to protect the density differences in my hair as well. I know that each part of my hair is not necessarily the same. As far as the back may be different from the sides or the top, but I want to keep the densities the same. As far as like when I do maintain it, although I still do my edges and things, the sides of my hair, I want to be at low manipulation and low manipulation throughout my hair as well. I've been wearing in and out, especially if you see my other videos. It was some wigs I do make, some wigs I do buy. I don't have money like that, so I try to make my own wigs. But I try to do that, as well as maybe braids here and there, but I don't have enough hair for braids. I mean, I know some people that can braid this, but I'm not going to put that pressure or manipulation on me at the moment. So I do hope that you do stay tuned. In the future, maybe a couple months down, I'll show you the progress of what I've done with my hair. So stay tuned and remember to live in peace. Bye.